Guys, this is me, Arthur, and you're watching How to Draw Creepy Creatures. Now, for those of you who watched the previous videos, you'll know that in honor of Thanksgiving, the month of November is Native American month. Last time we did Amarok. Now, I'm going to do another creature from Algonquin folklore called the Baykok. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is, the Baykok is a vampire-like being. It is described as a tall, thin, skinny, kind of zombie-like warrior that is created when a warrior or a brave dies a dishonorable death, particularly where they committed murder shortly before they died or something like that. So their cursed soul is doomed to wander the earth, flying through the night, looking for warriors to challenge. It only goes after warriors in specific, and it survives by eating their livers. Now, this might sound strange, but it's actually very common in vampire mythology across the world because they believe that the liver was the seat of power. That's a very common theme in many cultures. And so the idea was that if it ate the livers of other warriors, it would become a more powerful warrior itself. It wants to restore its honor is a basic idea. So you have to find its remains and either give it a proper burial or destroy the body completely. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I actually looked up some Algonquin type warrior garb because I wanted to get this as historically accurate as possible. I mean, there's room for human error, so it's probably not going to be completely accurate, but I tried to get as close as possible. Seriously, that culture has some incredible, really interesting looking war paint and stuff. So I highly suggest before doing this project that you look it up yourself. Maybe look for some variations, stuff that you think is unique and interesting. Another unique feature about the Baykok is the fact that it uses weapons. Most vampires don't use weapons. They either use fangs, obviously, or they'll use a barbed tongue or something of that nature. Baykoks have been known to either club their victims to death with some kind of a large club fashioned out of wood or something like that, or to use knives to slit their stomachs open so they can steal the liver. So, gonna have it. Okay. We'll work on what kind of weapons it's holding later. Okay. Now we got the basic skeletal structure. So. Okay. Okay, so now we got the muscle tissue. The thing is that the Baycock, its name actually means bones or skinny. So I kind of imagine that he was maybe a little muscular when he died, but we're gonna make the key features make him look kind of emaciated. Make him look like he still has muscle tissue, but his skin has been pulled tightly over him. Okay. Kind of give him like deerskin chaps. We'll give a little bit more detail to the fringe later. I'm just drawing this so that we know where it's supposed to be. Okay, now. Okay. Just draw a very basic outline for the face. Okay. Now the hair is kind of unique to Algonquins, so it's kind of like a mohawk. Well, the warriors have feathers coming out of the back of it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give it claws on its fingers simply because I want to add a few monster details to distinguish it from just a normal drawing of a Native American. Okay. Yeah, thinking up the neck a little bit, I kind of imagine that the neck should be thicker. Gonna give it like sharp teeth. You can give it that very prominent nose that's very typical Native American feature. Said to have glowing red eyes for any of you who are planning to color this. Heavy dark circles around the eyes. I think I overdid it with the eyebrows a little bit. It looks cartoonish. Now for the spiky mohawk. Also, they have this really, Algonquin warriors have this really unique makeup effect they do, where it's just like black all the way around the eyes and the upper half of the face. Alright, I was thinking we could also give it this really cool bone breastplate, kinda, so. Okay. It's kind of like beaded together out of pieces of bone. It's really cool looking. Alright, and let's work on those hatchets, or tomahawks. Alright. Often they had feathers hanging off of them, so let's do that. Okay. Now, I kind of feel like we want to add a little bit more tribal jewelry, so kind of more bone jewelry here. Okay. Often you see these really cool, like, makeup effects. Now, often these tattoos, makeup, the feathers, the jewelry, it all has different meanings, so it tells your particular character's life story. So I was just looking up the meanings behind all this stuff so that you could say, okay, I want my a character to be like a chieftain, or I want him to have done this or this in his life, so you can create a really unique story for your character. Kind of give some backstory before they became undead. Okay. Let's see what else. Alright. Give this a little bit more detail. Shade inside the mouth a little bit. I'm gonna leave a little chunk of it missing, kind of like it's old, it's torn, it's ragged. Okay. Okay. Now let's do his moccasins. Now, remember, shoes like this are very simple. They're just sort of like gathered around the sole. Meant to be an easy, efficient design. Okay. Okay. Okay, sign up with your artist mark. And you have just drawn Baykok. Alright. Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. And as you know, November is all Native American month. However, if you have any specific folklore creature from Native American mythology or otherwise, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, anybody who completed a lesson on the show and would like to show off your artwork, you can send it to me at arthurwrotethis@gmail.com. And as long as you include your written permission in the email, I will show it off on the show with your name so that everybody knows that you did it. All right. Happy early